I told my sister-in-law to move out after she screamed at me in front of hundreds of people at a pumpkin patch. My wife's sister, Kelly, moved in with us back in March with her 1-year-old daughter. She was escaping her ex-boyfriend who was abusive, and we wanted to help her get back on her feet. The plan was simple. She'd stay with us until she could get a car and figure out her life. No timeline, no pressure, just family helping family. We live in an expensive state and our house has plenty of room, so it seemed like the right thing to do. At first, things were mostly fine. Yeah, we had some arguments here and there, but nothing major. The only real issue was that Kelly would completely misunderstand situations and then explode at me, screaming and cursing like I'd done something horrible. 2 months after moving in, her toxic ex drove over 20 hours to show up at my door at 6 o'clock in the morning. He was pounding on the door, demanding to see his daughter. I told him no way was he staying in my house, but I offered to pay for a hotel room so he could visit nearby. Kelly lost her mind. She screamed that I was evil and keeping a man from his child. She packed up and went back to him. They were gone for 2 months until he threatened to take the baby and kill her. I bought them plane tickets that same day to come back. Fast forward to last week. My wife's 82-year-old grandma was visiting, so I took everyone to this farm park with pumpkins and hay rides and corn mazes. It was actually a really nice day. We were all having fun taking pictures and eating apple cider donuts. Then we got in line for this tractor ride that the toddler wanted to go on. While we were waiting, the little girl was playing in the dirt and got mud all over her face. Kelly yelled at me to wipe her face immediately. I was holding the kid and trying to find something clean to wipe with, but Kelly just kept escalating. She's going, "Do it now. Why aren't you doing it? Just wipe her face over and over." Finally, I said, "Fine, you do it then," and handed the toddler back to her. That set her off completely. She stormed out of the line right as we got to the front. We followed her and found her at a picnic table complaining about me to Grandma. I tried to talk to her calmly. I said, "Look, when you push me like that, it makes me feel like you think I'm incompetent. I just needed a second to find something clean before you lost it." That's when she started screaming. And I mean screaming at the top of her lungs. We're surrounded by hundreds of families with little kids everywhere. She's dropping F-bombs and yelling about how terrible I am while her own daughter is standing right there watching her mom have a total meltdown. I asked her to stop. I said we could talk about this at home like adults. She refused and just kept screaming louder. People were staring at us. Kids were looking scared. It was absolutely humiliating. Finally, I just said, "I'm done. We're leaving," and walked to my car by myself. Eventually, everyone else caught up and we drove home in complete silence. Nobody said a word the entire 30-minute drive. I spent the rest of the day alone in my room. The next morning, Kelly came into the kitchen, said my name, and opened her arms for a hug. I asked what she wanted, and when she said, "Let's just hug it out," I told her, "I'm not ready for that yet." She left the room upset. Later, I sent her a text explaining everything and ended it with, "I think it's time you figure out another place to live. This is no longer a good long-term plan. My wife doesn't own the house and she's terrible with money, so protecting our home feels like my responsibility. Kelly's been here 6 months, doesn't pay any bills, and yeah, she buys groceries with food stamps and cooks sometimes, but that's not the same as contributing equally." Kelly texted back saying I wasted her time bringing her out here just to kick her out, but I never said she could stay forever. She was supposed to get stable and move on. Now my wife feels guilty. Kelly won't talk to me, and I'm apparently the bad guy for having boundaries.